My friends are degenerates, but I never change them. Liars.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to week 3 of the Betting House podcast, powered by Garage Door Sports. I am your host, Kyle Vardy, back again. It comes with a deep heart that I enter this week with a not great record. I'm going to skip
Not
over
great?
Shut up.
Okay, you can't say much there.
We
Yeah, it's not a goose
we are
egg.
not going to talk about mine. I am going to skim over my stuff. Everybody fade me. I will say this right away to start the show. Fade my picks. But before that, let's introduce everybody back again. We'll start off with our producer, Jake. What's going on, man?
Not much, boys. It's been rough first couple weeks, but we're just getting in the flow of things. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So I put on the sweater. You'll see it on our YouTube show. It's only money. It's only money. So hopefully we can get the luck rolling with the sweater on. And it's hot as fuck in my room. But if we need the sweater every week, I'll wear it. I'll stink the thing up too. I won't even wash it. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's go.
dirty rag option. I kind of like it. It's only money, except, I lost a lot of it last week. So let's go into the next person. Justin, what's going on?
Not much, boys. How we doing?
You kind of look like you got a little hair chopped off of there.
Yeah, good. I need it. I was keeping all the great ideas in. Got to
There you
share
go.
them with everyone.
So,
No,
so all the bad picks were spewing out of the
yeah,
long
they all
hair,
got
so
cut off.
cut it
They all
off.
got cut off. I left them at the
Brain
bar.
is free flowing.
Yeah, can't complain though this week, boys. We got nice golf week coming up. Gonna plop my ass on the couch all weekend,
Mm-hmm.
watch football and golf.
There you
Let's
go.
go.
Yeah, work is optional tomorrow. It might be a little golf day on the couch. We'll see how that goes. But Matt, you're next. How's it going?
Good, man. I wish I could sit my ass on the couch tomorrow, but, people have to work. Got to make money for all these losers. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. We do too, but
yeah, you work from home, though, okay? I'm serving the world well.
I was in the office today. I did work. I had meetings.
For what,
everything.
an hour?
I was in there all day. I was there at 8:20 this morning.
There you go.
And
So
I
the
left.
one day you're actually on time to the office is when
Usually I'm not.
Before.
Usually I'm not up for another hour at that point when I'm
Sure.
working from home. So we'll see. TJ, last up. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. Happy to get this week's rolling. I was 2-2 last week. For a while there, it was looking like I could have been 4-0, but not so lucky. But yeah, let's keep it rolling into this week.
Getting into this, well, let's go over a recap of last week. As TJ just said, he had his picks. As a house, we're doing great. 2-1 in each week so far, so we're 4-2 on the season. We had a little issue with Seattle this past week. Kind of forgot how to play football. Buffalo completely dominated, whatever you want to call it. God, do I have to go into the rest of the picks?
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's start with Justin. Justin was 1-3 last week.
Hot.
Jake
Very
was
hot.
2-3 last week. TJ was 2-2, 500 record. You take that. Matt was 2-3,
Mhm.
and as I said, the house was 2-1.
What was your record?
Sorry,
sir?
there's one more
Sorry.
person, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry,
They were eating.
I had 6 bets last week. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. 6.
How many did you win?
Let's just say you'd be up 1 million if you bet against Kyle last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly,
You'd be 6-0. Yeah.
it's just as hard to go 0-6 as it is to go 6-0. So honestly, I think you should look at it as a positive.
Yep.
There's no way you can do anything worse this week.
That's fair. You
Well,
can't
well,
unless you have
there
7
is.
picks.
There
Unless
is.
you have 7 picks.
but we'll discuss that later in the show.
There you go. There you
Positive
go.
vibes only, boys. Come on.
That's fair. Yes, sir.
Fair enough. All right, so getting into this week, we have our show picks again this week. We have our Like It, Love It, Lock It, and we have quick hits. That's how we're doing it. It's all football this week, all football all the time. Start off with our first game that we will like as a house. Miami, LA Chargers. Currently, we like Miami. It's currently 1 point. It's a pick'em game, essentially. So we like Miami -1. Matt, let's start off with you and what you think of this game.
Okay, so we both know that these teams have both relatively decent offenses. Like the Chargers, once again, have had a pretty strong offense. The Dolphins, Tua had a big comeback week, I think. Just a couple weeks ago when he first got his start in the NFL, he threw for 93 yards, so you couldn't really see very much. His defense pretty much carried him that game. So last week, I kind of saw the true Tua, and I think this week, Tua's going to get a little bit better with more experience. So I like Miami -1 here.
Yeah, I will be a full-on to admit I called Tua a fraud last week, 100%, and he showed me wrong. He showed me why he was the 5th overall pick, and showed me why Miami was so high on him. I still love Fitzmagic. I still think it was wrong for what they did to him.
100%, yeah.
But Tua has shown, at least in that game, that he has what it takes. So It's another great young quarterback matchup this week. TJ, what are your thoughts on this one?
No, I agree. Tua has looked better and better as time has progressed. Every snap that he takes, he looks better and better. I think that's a lot to do with how well Miami's been doing overall recently. All of a sudden, as soon as Tua came in, their defense has taken a turn, and they've looked phenomenal. They've looked really good. They've been getting lots of turnovers, which gives Tua lots of short yardage drives and stuff. So he's getting into those good opportunities because Miami's defense is putting them in there, and he's converting, which is perfect. So I think the Chargers' offense is very good. I think they'll be able to keep up with Miami for a little bit, but we all know with the Chargers, they don't like to win the games in the end. So I'm liking Miami here for sure.
Yeah, it's honestly Miami's defense and special teams have been extraordinary so far, and obviously their offense is starting to click now with Tua. So if they can go a 3-level game, they're going to be a very hard team to beat. Justin, what are your final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I was iffy on 2 weeks ago when Tua made the debut. He screwed me over against the Rams. But he looked good last week. They outlasted the Cardinals. They're getting a lot of help from their defense scoring points too. Over the last 2 weeks, they've gotten a defensive touchdown each week, which always helps to take pressure off. Herbert's looked really good too, right? 17 touchdowns. But they're having problems holding leads, right? Like last week, they were chasing most of the game. They'll probably end up having to chase again here. You'll see this come up again, potentially in my picks, in one way or the other. But yeah, I'm on Miami -1 here at home. Tua is going to come back. I think he's going to have a better performance at home this time. And I think that Chargers defense, I think they're getting tired. Like they've been having a lot of close games. And I just don't think, I was kind of on them last week. They got close, right? They had the ball on the 5. Like they had the chance to win the game, and they, guy was out of bounds. But no, he dropped the ball, right? He had to drop the ball.
It was a great play by the defensive back.
It's a great call.
Kind of disrupt the ball a little bit, and the ball ended up popping out. So
yeah, I agree.
I think we can all kind of agree that this game is going to be pretty much a shootout. Is what we kind of think, at least is what it's going to be. We were talking about Miami's defense, but the Chargers have put up points against pretty much everybody if they played. They just can't hold the lead. So we like Miami by 1 point there. We're going back to Old Faithful for pick number 2. We talk about them a lot, but their lines are just so juicy and just so great that we just can't avoid them. Second game, we have Seattle +2 points against the LA Rams. Rams are at home, but we like Seattle +2 points. TJ, you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, I'll touch on it a little bit. The Seattle offense this year, as we know, has looked phenomenal. The rush game hasn't really been there since they've been going with DJ Dallas. They're missing that a little bit, but their pass offense is just that good that they don't really need that run. To relay that though, the Rams offense, they really rely on the run, right? They run the ball in order to give Goff a little bit more time to throw it, because if they do rely on Goff just to throw it the whole game, it's not a pretty sight to see. But the good news for Seattle's horrid defense is that they're actually very good against the rush. So I think them being able to shut down that running back by committee there over on the Rams, I think that will make it a much easier game for Russ to just kind of throw the ball through the air, get a lot of points, and kind of torch the Rams.
I feel like sometimes the Rams just pick a name out of a hat, and that's who's starting the game at running back. I'm really not too sure who
Yeah,
they end
fair.
up playing. But Justin, what are your thoughts on this one?
No, part of me says Seattle, don't trust them again. But then you see they still lost the game. They gave up 44 points. They still scored 33 points, right? And Russ didn't play well, right? That offense did not play well. In the end, they still put up 33 points and gave themselves a shot in the fourth quarter.
Made a game out of it at least.
Yeah, at least going into the fourth quarter, you said maybe.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think they're going to give up 44 points to the Rams.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So anytime with Seattle, right, they can keep the way they look at the game. If you can keep the opposing team under to 30 points or under, they should win the game because they will most likely score 30 points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think their sole thing here is like just not give up 35 points, guys. Like let's just be half decent.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So they got guys back last week too, which was kind of surprising. They got who did they pick up? Jamal Adams was back. One of the guys they traded for, who was a linebacker,
Dunlap.
was playing.
They got Dunlap from
They got Carlos
from
Dunlap.
Cincinnati.
Apparently, Damon Snacks Richardson. Is it Richardson?
Yeah, they got Snack Harrison.
Harrison. He's going to make his debut
Mhm.
this week, I think, in the middle of the line, which TJ said is going to help on the rush.
Yep.
Right? Might not help the sacks, but it's going to help to get there. And then you got Dunlap, and you got him coming off the edge to hopefully put some pressure. So I think there's a good bounce back spot for Seattle, against a Rams team that has been up and down this year, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think it kind of goes along with what TJ says. If you make Goff throw the ball, there's a chance you're going to win the game. So if you kind of take away that run, which Snacks definitely can, we'll see how that goes. Matt, final thoughts on this one?
I mean, I agree pretty much with everything these guys are saying. The stopping the run's going to be a huge part against the Rams, and surprisingly, Seattle's actually quite good. And with the additions, like Justin's saying, Snacks and Carlos Dunlap, it's going to help them quite a bit. And even though Seattle does have the worst passing defense in the league, I honestly don't know if I can trust Goff to torch them like that. So I like Seattle here as well.
All right. So I don't think any of us trust Jared Goff. That's the biggest statement we can take away from that one. Final game of our house picks. We're switching it up this time. All of our house picks previously have been the spreads or plus points. This time, our third pick is an over. And we like the over in Baltimore, New England. Currently listed at over 43.5 points. Who wants to start this one off? Justin?
Kick it to a Pats fan.
Matt? Let's start with Matt.
Well, last week I absolutely hammered Jets plus 10, and that was the easiest money I think I've made in a while. Even against the Jets, they just still ran the ball over us. And now they're playing the number one run offense team in the league. I think, honestly, the Ravens could even put up 40 themselves. I don't see the Pats being able to stop the Ravens at all. So if the Pats put up at least 10, maybe 14 points, I could see the Ravens easily putting up 35, and then there's the over.
So you're trusting LaFraud this week?
I don't have for him to run the ball. He doesn't have to throw it. That's not a problem. He can run it. He's good at that. I'll give him that, but he can't throw a football.
Fair. TJ, what are your thoughts on this one?
Honestly, I think this point total is just way too low. Honestly, on the year, the Patriots offense hasn't looked good by any means, but I think that they do have the capability to put up enough points to cover this spread or this total. They do average 21 points on the year, which is exactly what they need to put up, I think, in this game for this total to hit. Baltimore averages 29 per game. Lots of points to be scored there. I think the Patriots defense, they're really good at stopping the pass, and the Baltimore offense doesn't do that stuff. So I think the over here is a really good call.
Yeah, and I think I was reading something today where it said there's 20 players on the injured list for the Patriots right now.
Wow.
Yeah, Gilmore's not playing, I don't think, right?
All fake injuries. It's all fake injuries.
Yeah, whatever.
Bill paid all those guys to sit out this year.
Yeah.
All fake.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Team's a scam.
The Steelers actually start winning a game and he comes out of the closet. I like it.
Start winning a game. We're 8-0.
I'm saying
You squeaked by the Cowboys. Let's make
Win's
that
a
clear.
win, guy.
Yeah.
You sound like my dad who cost me this
Because
week.
your 14.5 didn't cover. Dumb play.
Okay. Wow.
We're saving our points for the Ravens next week, the last game that counts for us this year.
Yeah, okay. On the road to 16-0, by the way.
There you go.
Justin,
Morning.
final thoughts on this one?
On a side note, according to Terry Bradshaw, pregame tonight, we're going 16-0. He doesn't think we're going to lose at all. He thinks we're going to run over the Chiefs.
There you
And
go.
first
Bradshaw's
round
also
loss.
brain dead.
And say, Terry Bradshaw's the brightest guy in the room.
Yeah. He took too
All
many
right.
hits to the head.
Baltimore, New England. What do I got to say about that? Let me check my notes. No notes. Okay, we're winging it. All right.
Okay.
So,
Good talk.
yeah, Lamar Jackson, brutal last couple of weeks, right? He's going back to basics, throw the ball over the middle, lots of play action, right? But I agree with you guys. Like, they need a good running week. And the no-name practice squad Patriots defense, I don't see them be able to stop, Dobbins, Ingram, if he's healthy. I'm not sure if he's going to play this week. And Jackson, right? This will be a good week for him to actually practice throwing the ball with no Stephon Gilmore. J.C. Jackson got exposed by the Jets. He had 2 touchdowns thrown against him in that first half. Didn't look great. Maybe they go at him again. I don't know.
But then saved the game at the end. So
I didn't see the end of the game, so I didn't
Jets
see.
gave
Didn't
us
look
the win
great
at the
early.
end, but yeah.
But yeah, so it'll be a big game. Expect a big game out of Mark Andrews as his go-to target. And, you're right. Cam might sprinkle a couple points on the board just because he feels like it. But 43.5 is a pretty low number. I think Baltimore can do most of the heavy lifting on that one, like you guys said.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking, especially 43.5. Like, as TJ said, New England's averaging 21 points. Baltimore's averaging 29. To me, I think if it was more 47, 48, I would have been a little bit more
Tougher
hesitant.
call. Mm-hmm.
But with 43.5, that's really not asking a whole lot of either one of these teams to put up some points. So we like that. So to go over our final picks for the house, we like Miami -1 over the Chargers, Seattle +2 over the Rams, and we like Baltimore, New England over 43.5 points. Now, getting into my favorite part that I am a absolute sharp at. We're going to like it, love it, lock it. I'm going to start with Matt this week. Switched up.
Mhm.
Going off the board.
Okay.
There you go.
Matt, what game do you like this week?
Okay, so it's kind of similar to one of our show picks. It's the Ravens-Pats. Like I was saying, the Ravens are going to put up 1 million points. The Pats need to put up a little bit. So my like it is Ravens -7.
There you
The
go.
reasoning, the run defense of the Pats is nowhere to be found. Like Justin's saying, we have practice squad guys coming on to try and stop Lamar Jackson, potentially Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins. We're not going to be able to do it. I just think they're just going to keep running the ball. They're going to kill the clock out. And I think that's going to be it.
I think RG3 comes in at some point, plays quarterback, and Lamar Jackson goes
And
running
still
back.
tortures our defense for like 150 yards. Yeah.
Of course. All right, let's go TJ. Switch it up.
All right. My like it pick this week is the Saints -9. All right.
They're -10 right now, by the way.
No, -9.
They're -9?
-9.
Okay, -9. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, last week
We're on the
against
West
the
Coast.
Bucks,
We didn't get that update from that.
there's no I don't get updates. I have no service.
Delay.
Anyways, the Saints last week against the Bucks, they looked great on offense and defense. A little bit to do with Tom not showing up, but they did look good on D nonetheless. They got to him quick, didn't give him any time to make any plays. That's the only problem I would see against San Fran is if the Saints just absolutely don't play defense. But it looks like their defense is polishing up as the weeks go by, and they're starting to look like a force. And as we know, San Fran's absolutely beaten up. Lots of injuries. They don't have a great team to put on the field every week. I think just against a team like the Saints that are that good, with so many weapons on offense, with Michael Thomas back, Sanders, everyone, they're just clicking. I think they'll just absolutely run over the 49ers this week. So I like the Saints -9.
They did look good against the Bucks. That's for damn sure. I know you guys were a little salty last week because you had the over in that game, and it
Just put up
didn't even
14
come close
points,
to-
Tom.
I'm
Not that
to
hard.
hitting.
Like,
So,
man, limp Dick Tom did not show up. That was
Jeez.
Worse than that. That's nice calling them limp.
like, I've never seen Tom Brady go on a back foot and chuck up a Carson Wentz bomb like he did.
Oh,
Right in quadruple coverage. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? And I thought, 38-3 at halftime.
Clearly, you didn't watch Tom last year. Do the Pats.
31
Chuck
nothing at
bombs in the
halftime.
quadruple
I'm
coverage.
19 points away.
Oh,
Mhm.
PI. Woo.
I leave Matt's house, get home, fourth quarter starting. Zip. Tumbleweeds rolling around. Watch the fourth quarter. Nothing. Tom's giving up. Drew Brees is on the bench. Got Antamano
Shabu.
in there.
Jabu wins.
For it. And I'm like, oh my God, what a tough beat.
The
Mhm.
best. The best was Matt was. Oh well, if they turn the ball over here and you get a touchdown, then get it back and then kick a field goal. I covered the
Yeah.
over.
It
It's
hits,
not
man.
happening,
It does.
It's not happening. Let it go. Justin, I'm actually going to let Jake go ahead with this one, as you guys have a very similar pick.
Should we just say it together?
Yeah, ready? Okay, on 3. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Broncos,
Over.
Raiders over 50
We
and a
didn't know
half.
which order to go. All right, we got the same thing.
That was
It's-
We were
perfect.
close. We were
That
close.
Holy.
was really good.
That wasn't
really
planned.
good.
That wasn't planned.
I didn't know if you were going to go Denver, Vegas,
Me
or if you were
neither.
going to go Broncos, Raiders.
You just were gonna say
Straight
over.
over.
You were just gonna
You
say
just went
over.
straight over.
I guess
Yeah,
you started.
I was gonna say over and
I
then
got
begin. Good
I
team.
got
All
it.
right. Good
Anyways, yeah. I'm kind of just going back to where I started in week 1. Denver over. The last couple weeks they've been quiet in those first halves, and it doesn't look like they're gonna do much. And then Drew Lock kind of just shows up. He's a second half guy. He shows up and puts some points on the board. So I could see the Raiders going up early here, putting some points on the board, and then Drew Lock coming out, getting some garbage time stuff. Game might end up close, might not, but I think they get over 50 and a half. It's not a huge number for the scores we've been seeing this year. So yeah, Raiders, Broncos over 50 and a half.
Justin, you got anything to add on that one?
Yeah, my lock last week was Chargers Raiders over, and I hit that. So I said, all right, let's take one of them. Let's keep going. Raiders have covered almost every game they played this year, and they were only under in the Snow Bowl with the Browns, which
Yep.
Was that
unfortunately,
that was the win bowl, wasn't it?
Snow
That
win.
was
too.
phenomenal.
yeah, the junk bowl,
Yeah.
right? But other than that, they've hit the over, right? They don't really play defense. They score a lot of points, right? But same thing with Denver. Denver's covered over 4 of the last 5. You know, they do a lot of late points. This could be more of a backdoor over, whether Vegas goes up early or picks up in the second half. We'll see, but 50 and a half is not a ton of points. If someone gets to 30, the other guy will definitely get to 20, right? So a 30-20 matchup is pretty easy to get to, and both these teams have been almost guaranteed playing that over the last month and a half.
The way you're talking right now, I'm surprised that's not your locket, but we'll get to that eventually.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, get ready to fade me. Write these down, put the opposite down, and hopefully you'll win some money. I like Tampa Bay -5 right here. I think they got absolutely shit on by the Saints, and I think Tampa Bay is just they need a bounce back. And Carolina looks like Christian McCaffrey is going to miss this game with a chest or upper body injury, I guess is what they called it. He was a huge part of them keeping it close and giving them a potential chance to win last week against the Chiefs. He was a huge part of that. Mike Davis took a big backseat with, I believe, only 3 carries and just barely even touched the ball. So I like Tampa Bay to bounce back. I'm still not sure that Carolina defense, they've shown in spurts they can be okay, but at the other times they've also gotten gashed apart. So give me Tampa -5. Getting into our love-its, we'll go back to the original order. Justin, what is your love-it pick?
Why are you changing your mind now?
Because I said so. I'm in charge. What can I say?
Oh, he's the captain now, everyone.
I'm the captain.
All right. Rinse and repeat what TJ said. New Orleans -9
Yes,
and
sir.
-9, not 10.
Not
9.
9.
Sorry.
Right.
We are on West Coast time. I forgot about that.
Drew Brees did his part last week for getting me my over in that game. Tom didn't. We're not going to take Tom this week because we're angry at Tom. Good to have Michael Thomas back. Emmanuel Sanders was back in the lineup. Alvin Kamara was doing his thing. And they're facing that beat-down Niners team. Aaron Rodgers made it look easy. Really, really wasn't trying. I expect Brees to kind of do the same thing this week. They're getting a few people back off the COVID list, but they're still going to have one of Mullins or Beathard playing. The defense is beat up. They keep losing guys to serious injuries. I don't see them stopping Brees. And even if Brees doesn't go put up 38 again, I don't see the Niners putting up enough points to really put up a matchup. I still see Brees putting 30+, and that'll be more than enough to cover the spread.
I can't disagree with anything you said there, to be honest. Jake, you're up next. What is your love-it pick?
Yeah, my love it for this week are the Buffalo Bills plus 2.5. They're on the road against the Cardinals. Bills looked really good last week against Seattle's obviously not good defense. They held Russell Wilson down kind of in the first half of that game. He came back, and we talked a bit about that. He put up a lot of points. But I like the Bills in this spot. I don't really trust the Cardinals, especially after what Tua did to them last week. And then the bad coaching in the end of the game there. They could have went for it on 4th and 1. They kicked a long field goal, miss it, lose the game because of it. To try to push overtime, they lose the game because of it. I don't know. Bills might be rolling now. I've called them frauds in the past, but I'm going to ride them here. So my love is Bills plus 2.5.
I like it. I like it. My dad said never trust the Bills minus points. So maybe he just meant take them if they're not the favorite. We'll see how that goes. TJ, your love it pick, please.
All righty. My love it this week is Chargers, Dolphins over 48.5. All right. In the last 3 games, these teams are averaging Chargers 32, Dolphins 29. All right. Both these teams have looked really good when it comes to putting up points. Miami, as of late, like we were talking about earlier, their defense has made them look like a whole new team. Tua's done well with those turnover conversions. And this is not to mention that Herbert and Allen and the entire Chargers offense just loves to put up points. They don't like to play defense either. So I think Chargers putting up a lot of points, Miami getting those crucial turnovers and converting on them. It's going to make this an easy love of over 48.5 Chargers, Dolphins.
Easy love. Easy love.
Easy love.
Wow. Okay. I like it. I like it. By the way, did anybody just see the kicker for Indianapolis with those goggles on?
Blankenship.
He's
Rodrigo.
great. Former Georgia kicker.
I am hating on goggles.
He's dialed in with those things, man. He's been
He's
good.
got the
Loves
most
them.
points.
He's good.
He scored the most points in the NFL this year.
I get that. That's fine. But the goggles in the NFL are equivalent to fish bowls in hockey. So let's put it that way.
Girls love fish bowls, don't they?
I don't think so.
Girls love them.
I think you're wrong.
Clearly, you've
I
never
never
had
had
a fish bowl if
I
that's the
wouldn't.
case. So, Matt, your love it pick.
I don't know if people are going to like this pick, to be honest with you, but my love it pick is the Vikings minus 2.5 against the Bears. So everyone talks about the Bears defense, but they're actually only 14th at stopping the run. I would expect them to be a lot higher with all the defenses they have, all the defensive players, they have. But they are top 7 in passing defense. The problem with that is the Vikings love to use Dalvin Cook, and he can't be stopped right now. Every week it's 200-plus all-purpose yards, at least 2 or 3 touchdowns a week. And to top that, Minnesota has a top 12 offense. They average 27 points per game, while the Bears rank 29th at 19.8. I think that's going to be the big deciding factor between these two teams with are the Bears going to be able to keep up with Dalvin Cook? So my love it is Minnesota minus 2.5.
Do you think it's better for Kirk Cousins to throw interceptions for them or Dalvin Cook to get touchdowns for them? Because
Probably Dalvin Cook.
seems
to get
like they
touchdowns.
kind of figured that out towards the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they kind of figured that one out.
Let Kirk Cousins throw the ball 7 times a game.
Yeah, 7
Dalvin
attempts,
Cook
and
run it
you're good.
47 times a game.
One of them be a bomb to Thielen for me for fantasy, but that's okay.
Or Jefferson.
Ask Green Bay how that feels, and
Yeah.
they can tell you exactly what goes on.
Exactly.
Seems like Big Dick Nick is having a little trouble getting it up recently, so I don't mind that pick whatsoever.
Jesus.
Going into my love it pick, I am taking a team that I probably would never pick ever again. I am picking Philly -3 against the Giants. I think Philly coming off a bye week, getting healthy, looks like Sanders is going to play for them. I think that's a huge add to their team. Boston Scott was doing a admirably a job filling in English, hard sometimes.
Something like that.
He was doing a good job. There we go. Of filling in while Sanders was missing, but Sanders brings in a weapon to that offense that he just didn't have before. And I think Fulgham has truly shown he can be that number 1 receiver for Philadelphia. I don't think he is a number 1 wide receiver, but he's filled in admirably for sure. So I like Philly -3. I don't trust the Giants. I don't trust, Danny Dimes.
Daniel Jones.
I really don't trust
Would you
him.
trust Carson Wentz more?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's saying
I
something.
would.
That is saying something that I trust Carson Wentz more than Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes is the type of guy who has an automatic touchdown and trips on the 10-yard line.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
who would you rather take in a 100-yard sprint? Danny
I'll take-
Dimes or Carson
Danny
Wentz?
Dimes, you saw how fast he was going. He could have
He's
got back
so-
up and still made it back.
Yeah, but who's okay? Fair enough.
I'll
Fair
take
enough.
Carson Wentz.
Or he was going like 38 kilometers an hour. He was moving.
He was moving. He was moving.
Let's not
So-
forget about my my Eagles' future to win the NFC lease there.
There you
Oh,
go.
jeez.
Looking pretty good if they can win this one.
That
There
pick's
you go.
void. No one's coming out of the NFC East this year.
Someone's got to come out of it. Trust
That's
the
what-
Eagles.
On the main show, on the show with Nick and Irfan and I, we were talking about playoff seeding and how if a team doesn't go 500, they should not get a playoff spot. It's just simple as that. And
Panthers made the playoffs one year like that.
No, I'm saying division though. Wild card is
Yeah,
still
we won our
right?
division.
You went
Unbelievable
7 and
record.
9 and won a division.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Don't worry.
25 years ago. Like,
That just cements what I said. To be honest,
That's
that's
what's
just,
going to win the NFC East this year
Let me
at
see when
best.
that was.
I know, but it's one of those like to me, that shouldn't be a playoff team. But that's a
No.
whole different story. We'll talk about that after. It's not.
Sneaky plug of the main show too. How are
yeah,
you?
yeah.
What are you doing?
That was
Well, yeah,
a
Plugging
plug
it
in.
in.
That was a
Plugging it in.
Plug it in. Jesus, get your mind out of the goddamn.
Jeez.
You filthy
Get a
animals.
grip.
Boy.
Holy crap! All right, let's go back to Matt. Start with your Lockett pick.
My Lockett. So you talked a little bit about the Bucks and a rebound here. I'm gonna try and be sharp this week and take the over in that game at 50.5. So combined, both teams average 51.5 points per game, with the Bucks at 28 and the Panthers at 23.5. With the losses to the Panthers D line, I could see Fournette and Jones having a pretty successful day on the ground.
Are they going to run the ball
I was gonna
more
say,
than five
they-
times?
they
NFL
ran it
record?
5 times.
Yeah.
One of them was a knee.
Okay.
One
Well,
of
that,
them was a
there's a
kneel.
difference when you're down 38-0. You need to kind of do something than being up against the Panthers. When
It's
you
also
can't run the ball.
difference playing the
what about
Panthers
Teddy?
rush defense versus anyone
Teddy's
else.
probably going to go off.
13
for 400 yards.
13-inch Teddy.
Hey.
You don't trust him?
I didn't say I didn't trust Teddy. I didn't say that. I think
You picked the
Panthers and
over.
their
He's saying he doesn't
yeah.
trust.
I have the over. I have to trust both teams. I can't. So last
Absolutely.
week I trusted the Saints. I couldn't trust the Bucks apparently, so I got screwed on that one.
Fair.
But the wide receiver core for the Panthers has been very underrated this season, and Curtis Samuel's looked very good recently. So with Samuel, DJ Moore, and Anderson, I think they could easily put up some points even with the loss of McCaffrey. So my lock is over 50.5.
So with your 2 combined scores of what those teams put up on average, you are giving yourself a 0.5.
That's
Grace
not a
period.
problem. That's okay.
Just saying.
Yes.
Well,
I'm
you
saying.
take in the
Hey.
case. So because
A
they get a
check mark's a check
29
mark.
points per game with a 3-point last week. Okay.
Check the Instagram for videos of Matt
Interesting.
flipping the couch. in my
Yeah, I'm
basement.
gonna start losing. my
Yeah,
shit.
we're going to try this week to do some live videos or something. We had a reaction last week.
It got muted though.
It
We
got
lost
muted,
it.
unfortunately.
We lost the reaction.
Kyle's already put one hole in the wall in my basement. Let's see if someone else puts
Yes.
Well, This is what happens when the patients run the asylum and they're trying to get video and they got it muted and everything.
Yeah.
You got four guys can't figure out how to get a reaction video. It's all good, boys. We'll
course.
get it figured out.
I can't win a pick, but I can definitely run to make a clip for sure, so you can tell who it was.
I don't know. You pointed at. Oh,
Yeah.
Technical difficulties. So we'll leave it to that.
Yes, they're under the age of 25. Let's put it that way. TJ, your Lockett pick.
Okay.
Under 25,
Yeah,
okay.
what is okay? All right.
What's wrong
my-
with being under 25?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say I don't
old
understand
man.
what's going on.
Yeah, I'm
but
saying.
I'm saying-
technically there.
I'm saying
gotta give
those.
me another
Oh,
month.
Jesus, yeah.
here
my
we
God.
go. All right.
Take it easy, old man. All
I'm
right.
the
Yeah,
elder
yeah,
statesman.
geez.
Oh my God, oh
Let's
Jesus, that's
Bring
saying
you your
something.
walker up there, pal.
Yeah, based on my picks last week, I might need to go in a retirement home after that.
Yeah, for
Jesus.
sure.
TJ, what's your Lockett pick?
All right, my Lockett this week is the Cleveland Browns -3 against the Houston Texans. All right. Texans this year are 26th in the league in sacks against at 3 per game. And the Cleveland Browns have a little someone by the name of Myles Garrett, who has 9 sacks on the year and 4 forced fumbles, both league leads. Okay. Texans also allow the highest passer rating in the NFL. Okay, this defense and this offense are both not too good this year. Okay, the Browns surprisingly have been good this year. They have a a good record going through into week 10. Houston has also last in rushing yards this year. I think, rushing yards against. And I think that if Chubb comes back this week, not let alone Kareem Hunt, who's been phenomenal for them this year, I think that Cleveland's going to absolutely destroy the Texans this week. And I actually can't believe that it was at -3. So if you guys are going to hit on anything this week, if you're going to hit on one thing, make it Cleveland Browns -3.
Jake, I think you have something similar along those lines.
Yeah, you can double that down. Exactly what TJ said. The Cleveland Browns coming off the bye, possibly getting the return of Nick Chubb against the Houston Texans, who should have blown out the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't care if it was a divisional game. That team stunk. And Jake
Luton
Luton
magic.
looked competent. Jake Luton
ruined
looked
my
competent.
lock.
Bitter
He really
much?
did against the Texans, who I expected to blow them out, and they didn't. So very frustrating there. I think the Texans come out. They're done. They're 1-7 against the spread. They haven't done anything special this year. Browns off the bye. I like them a lot. So, yeah, Browns -3 as my lock as well. Let's ride that one. I'm feeling really good about that one this week.
The only thing the Texans have going for them this year has been their decent, if anything, pass rush. Too bad the Browns have one of the best O-lines in the league, and Baker's only been sacked 11 times this year. Good luck, Texans.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better about myself for a future pick you may hear in the next 5 minutes or so. That makes me feel a little bit better.
There you go.
Justin, what is your lock-it pick this week?
Well, TJ stole it from me because he got to say it first.
Ah.
But over 48.5, Chargers Miami. I think this is the stupid line of the week on the totals.
Mhm.
Miami's put up 30-plus points in 3 games in a row. The Chargers have pretty much covered overs for the last 6 or 7 weeks, which they've been playing, because they've either been ahead and giving up leads, or they've been down and they've been chasing them like they were last week against the Raiders. Could have had another touchdown, cleared the over in that game last week, but they probably should have won that game if they had some better play calling down at the goal line. Wasn't great play calling, right? But they're going to be in Miami. I think that's good for Tua, right? Gets him back at home with some crowd. That's one of the few places there that actually has permitted a decent amount of people, because Florida's a trash can. You can do what you want down there, right? So he's going to have some energy there. I think he's going to come back, keep putting up points. And I think the Chargers will keep pace. If you saw in the show pick, it's a -1. Like, it's a pick 'em game. I think 40.5 is a low number. I think it's going to be like the Raiders game last week. It's going to come in. It's going to be 21-14 or something at half. And we're going to be well on our way to covering that last week. This is 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft. Burrow, but these are, 2 rising stars. These aren't one-off guys. These guys are going to be here for a while. So this could be beginning of a little bit of a rivalry game here between those guys.
Yeah, I think the greatest thing I saw was a video today of people in Florida where the streets are flooded, and one of the guys was fishing from his front driveway and caught a fish out of his driveway. That was
The sad thing is he actually did catch something.
yeah,
That's amazing.
and that kind of just explains Florida right now. So,
Monaco.
all right, my locket pick. I am 1-1 on my lockets, so if you can take this if you want. This is
Are we all 1-1? I feel like we're all 1-1.
We are all 1-1. So if
Oh,
you're going to
jeez.
take any of my picks, the locket has the best chance of hitting right now. And that's saying something. I like Baltimore -7. So Matt, you might get screwed on your like it if I'm locking it. So
I didn't
we'll see
lock
how
it
that
at least. It's okay.
Okay. I love Baltimore. I faded the Pats against the Jets. I thought it was just too many points to give the Patriots, and obviously until Flacco threw that pick with 5 minutes left, it was looking like the Jets were going to pull it out too. So I thought it was too many points, and I think right now Baltimore -7. I don't know if that's enough, if I'm being honest. I think Baltimore, you probably could have got almost 8.5, 9 points, and I still think people would have been taking Baltimore just because the Pats have struggled to keep points out as well as put points on the boards. I do think they will put enough up for the over, but I think Baltimore does the heavy lifting there, and I think Baltimore easily wins by 7+. So that's my locket. Let's just recap those. We'll start off with Justin. Justin, Denver, Vegas, over 50.5. You like the over. Your love it is New Orleans -9. And then your locket is Chargers, Dolphins over 48.5.
Points, baby. Push for points.
Seems like the over-unders are what's working right now. So if people are taking those, maybe I'm missing out. But we'll see in my quick hits if I have some of those.
We'll be here for a while. Kyle's got a Christmas.
Yeah, I got like 7.
Christmas list.
All right, shut up. I need to get even.
Trying to pull a Stu Finer here and go 9 for 9.
Hey, Stu went 13 for 13. So anybody backing him, you can suck it.
Yeah. Hey, that's going to be Kyle's video. We're going to have a nice video of Kyle just screaming all the haters Sunday night when he's rolling in 9 dubs.
Yeah, Sunday night.
Promises made, promises delivered. Come on, that'd be awesome.
You love it. All right. With that being said, Jake's like it. Denver, Vegas as well. Over 50.5. Love it is Buffalo plus 2.5 points against the Cardinals. And his locket is Cleveland Browns -3 over Houston Texans. TJ's like it is New Orleans -9. His love it is the over in the Chargers Miami game. And his locket is Cleveland -3 as well. Matt, you like Baltimore -7. You love Minnesota -2.5 against the Bears on the Monday night game. And your locket is the Tampa Carolina over 50.5. God, here we go. My like it, Tampa -5. Love it, Philly -3. And lock it, Baltimore -7. If you want to make some money, get that book out and fade me, baby. Fade me. All right. Quick hits. I will go last because I have a lot.
Yeah, you're
Bang,
not
bang,
first.
Bang, bang, bang.
I will go. I'm not going to say very much. I'm just going to go hit. And you can put money in your account if you hit them. So, Justin, start us off. Your quick hits.
All right. You've been talking for about a week and a half now. Fade me. So I'm fading you. Giants +3. I think Carson Wentz is a mega fraud. I think he does not understand the idea of throwing the ball away. He never has. He never will. Right. And I think Giants are 5-1 in the last 6 games and covering the spread. They're 4-2. They're 2-4 straight up, but they're 5-1 against the spread. They're very sneaky, keeping games close. I think they'll do the same thing here. And yeah, fade Kyle because why not? And other one, Buffalo, Arizona under 56. I say root for points. That's a big number. That's a lot of points to give away. I'm not sure if Josh Allen and that Bills offense is going to score 44 again. I think a lot of that was aided by the fact that they were playing Seattle. They're going to Arizona. Arizona did give up a lot of points to Miami in the last week, but I think that's a lot of points to give away. And Arizona's only covered 3 games this year, right? Every week they score a lot of points, but they have high spreads. They've had a lot of unders this year, so I don't think this is going to be it'll be high scoring on one side. I don't think it's going to be a 31-30 game, something like that.
Let me guess. 2 of those games have been the last 2 games against Seattle and Miami.
Mhm.
Where
Or
they covered
what?
the over.
Yeah.
One of them was. One of them wasn't. I don't think last week covered. One of them was, but they had a stretch of like 4 and 5 where they didn't cover. Where
Sure.
one team scored about 35 and the other team scored 32 and the other team scored like 16 and they were like 2 points short.
You never bet the under.
Well, 56 is a lot of points.
Life is not long enough to bet the under, man.
Way too short, man. Way
Wow.
too
Yeah, you
short.
can't be doing
That's
that.
a lot of points.
All right,
Yeah.
Jake, your quick hits.
Yeah, I just want to mention something quick. This is a little gambling tip. When you bet against someone, there's guaranteed we're going to get one winner out of the show here. So it's just sneaky. I don't want to give away all our tricks, but when one's taking the Giants and one's taking the Eagles, we're getting a winner. So
There we go.
be happy about that. All right, this week I just have one as of right now. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 13.5 against Green Bay. Something about this game, I don't know if it's because Jake Luton looked so competent against the Texans, which I spoke about earlier,
Mhm.
but I can definitely see Green Bay playing down, similar to what Pittsburgh did last week against the Cowboys. We saw Green Bay a couple weeks ago get gashed by the run, Dalvin Cook. James Robinson's a competent back. He's not Dalvin Cook, but he's been solid this year. I've got both of them in fantasy. Shout out to those guys because they're awesome. But yeah, James Robinson, and I think Jake Luton was able to move the ball up and down the field. I know it was the Texans, but I don't think the Green Bay Packers defense is anything special themselves. So I've got the Jaguars plus 13.5. And one other one that I'm looking at currently off the board, and I'm sure this will be mentioned a little later, is Cincy. They came in, I think it opened around +7. I like it at that number, but that'll update obviously on the Twitter, similar to my Minnesota pick last week. I like Cincy. If it's up around that number, if it gets around maybe 3 or 4, I don't know how much I love it. So we'll wait to see it when that comes back on the board. So as of right now, Jags +13.5.
Yeah, that game originally opened up as +8.5 for Cincinnati. So
What were we calling him when we were watching the Jags game? Jake loose name bar Luton because they could
Loose
Yeah.
name bar.
barely get his
Name
name
bars
bar
are
sewn
tough.
down on his jersey.
Yeah.
and
Hey,
it's
Jake, I
just-
appreciate that. He burned you guys on a pick last week, so you turn around and
Yeah.
you take it this week and you say you better not burn me twice.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Come on, the
don't-
namesake.
Don't remind me. I would have been 2-0 with my locks. Goddamn Jake Lewis.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda, kid.
Spin cycle at the 3-yard line. Give me a break. TJ, your quick hits. Make them quick.
All right, I have a few here. We've touched on most of them, so I don't have to talk about them too much. But I like the over 43.5 in the Baltimore New England. Like I said, it's just way too little points in that game. Both teams are easily going to put up that. Again, Seattle +2. I'm riding with Seattle, I think, all year. I think they're a good team. They're going to screw me a few times because of that defense, but I've been riding with them. They haven't done me too dirty, so I'm going to stick there. And my last one is the over 50.5 in the Buccaneers-Panthers game. I think even without McCaffrey this week,
Sure.
like Matt was saying, that wide receiver trio is phenomenal. They've looked so good this year. Teddy's been hitting them. Mike Davis is really good as a RB2. I think they can put up the points. And despite the New Orleans defense shutting Tampa Bay out last week, I don't think our defense comes anywhere close to that. I think Tampa Bay will have their way putting up points against us, and I think we'll do just fine to keep pace with them. So I think over 50.5, no problem.
So in other words, you're basically riding with the show for 2 out of your 3 picks. Is how it seems how it's going.
And I feel
Show's
like
been
I'm
good.
riding with Justin a lot, so I'm not so confident anymore, but I like it.
At least you're not riding with me. That's the biggest thing.
Not riding with the show. We've been doing well.
Matt, quick hits.
All right, so Justin's talking about fading Kyle. Justin's 2-7, so I'm gonna fade Justin as well because I don't know what he's talking about. So I'm taking Philly -3.
Hey Matt,
Return on
we're
Miles
actually
Sanders.
going to watch the game at Kyle's house this week, so you should meet us there.
Oh, we're going to Kyle's now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll see you there, buddy.
Yeah, that's not a problem. The return of Miles Sanders is going to be huge. Boston Scott, like I was saying, has been amazing as a backup, but he's no Miles Sanders. They're two different. Miles Sanders is a lot better. Yeah, Carson Wentz can be a fraud and throw stupid picks. Daniel Dimes can't friggin' run 90 yards apparently without falling down, and I don't see him torching the Eagles defense, which is ranked 4th in passing actually. So I like the Eagles here. And second, I have all you guys taking the Bills. I'm taking Cards -2.5. I think the Bills' offense with Josh Allen looked a lot better because they're playing the Seahawks defense, which is just absolutely atrocious. Allen's gonna have a harder time throwing the ball, and I think the Cards' offense puts up pretty similar numbers to the Seahawks. So the Cards don't have issues scoring any points. I think it's the Bills that may have issues scoring against the Cards. So I'm taking Cards -2.5.
Interesting. So fading me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, why wouldn't I?
I was going to say, it doesn't sound too bad.
Okay. Let's get into this.
Oh, jeez, here we go.
Quick.
I'm 2-9. I was 0 for 6 last week. 0 for 6. So I'm
8-0?
I'm putting my balls in the water and I'm going balls deep right now.
Cold
I-
water.
I-
Real cold
Ice
water.
cold. We're talking polar bear plunge right now.
Oh, the shrinkage.
All in.
Oh, my
Like a
God.
frightened
Like
turtle.
a frightened turtle.
Right up into your belly.
Yeah,
It,
absolutely.
it might be in my throat right now. Oh wait.
Okay, whoa, hold on.
Hey, all right.
Okay. I have 5 hits, 4.5. Let's call it 4.5. First quick hit. Buffalo +2.5. I didn't take Buffalo last week. They screwed me, so I'm taking plus points this week. They're not the favorite, so I will not get screwed by them winning by 3 and not 3.5.
There you go.
All I got to do is win the game. Taking Buffalo over Baltimore and New England. I had this pick. I think it's too little points. I think Baltimore can definitely cover for sure. Over 48.5, Chargers, Miami. I'm riding with you guys on the overs this week. It seems to be working for you, so sure as hell hope it works for me.
Not going to work this week now, though.
Probably not. Quick hit number 4, Cleveland -3. I think Cleveland coming off the bye with Chubb potentially back. I think it's too much to handle for Houston. Houston blew it. They had the lead against Jacksonville with a backup quarterback, and they absolutely blew it. Maybe it's a little bit of Luton luck. We'll see, but to me it's just Houston being a bad team. So I like Cleveland -3. And my last pick, I am riding with Jake on this one. Cincinnati plus points. I personally did a bet where I got them plus 8.5 originally in the opening line, so I got that. But for the show, as long as they are plus, I think as long as they're plus more than 4 points right now, I'm definitely taking that for sure.
4.
Wow.
Yeah, I think honestly, I could see. I was almost tempted to take Cincinnati money line straight out. So
Wow.
I based off of last week, I don't trust anything Pittsburgh does right now.
So you have one bad week. You're still 8-0, and you're going to go lose.
I agree with Kyle. This is one of those spots where it's like, oh, Pittsburgh's going to come out and blow them out, and I think since he plays a tough game, I could see
+7. I like him at +7, not the 4 and under. I think that's stupid.
No, I'm saying 4 play because if it's 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever like that, I like that.
Well, I'm not going to give my opinion on this game, but I will give you a fact. Bengals have lost 4 out of their 5 games this year by 5 points or less.
There we go.
Yeah, well, division opponents don't go to Pittsburgh and fare very well.
Pittsburgh's been in very close games this year. They have one game I think that they had an outlier.
They played one team at home so far, and they kicked the shit out of the Cleveland Browns.
You couldn't kick the shit out of Dallas Cowboys and fucking Garrett Gilbert. What?
You're just bitter because you didn't get 14.5. Don't lay 14.5 points.
That's not even the point. I bet on the Cowboys every week. The one week I don't bet on the Cowboys.
That's the point. I'm not laying the points with Pittsburgh this time. I'm laying them with the other team because I don't think they're going to cover.
All right, we'll prove you wrong. You're going to be 0 for 9.
No problem. Hey, you said Boswell was perfect last week and he ended up missing a field goal.
And they still won the game.
2 extra points, whatever it is. I don't know.
So,
he got lucky on one because they called a timeout and he missed it, but then they hit it after that. So I don't know. I
know, buddy.
That's fine. Remember when the Patriots were undefeated? Look how that ended up.
Yeah, because you're
Super
great.
Bowl win.
You guys cheat.
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay.
Cheaters.
Yeah.
All right, let's recap. Jeez.
Let's not get into
down
the
that rabbit hole.
allegations.
Keep your team off your breath.
Three Patriots fans in here. Jesus.
Yeah, let's
Let's go down that rabbit hole. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go down there? Let's start with your quarterback.
Go. That's a whole other show. That's a whole other show, right?
Recap.
Yeah, I was going to say, on a whole nother show, we might need Jerry Springer to finish that one. Okay, quick hits. Justin, Giants +3. Buffalo, Arizona, under 56. Jake, Jacksonville +13. He also likes Cincinnati once it's back on the board. We'll have to see what that number is closer to Sunday. Look out for our tweets to check out to see what we actually finally release it as. TJ likes over 43.5 Baltimore, New England, Seattle +2, and over 50.5 Tampa, Carolina. Matt likes Arizona -2.5 and Philly -3. I like Buffalo +2.5, over 43.5 Baltimore, New England, over 48.5 Chargers, Miami, Cleveland -3, and Cincinnati plus the points. Give it to me.
All right.
There's only one way for Kyle to get out of this hole.
Yeah, he has to go 8-0 this
8
week.
picks. All he's got to do is win one to be better than last week.
I'll take a 7-1. I'll take a 6-2. As long as I
You'd take a 1-7, wouldn't you?
I was going to say, I think you'd take one
To
win.
be honest, no. If I'm 1-7, I'd much rather an 0-8 again, to be honest. And then it's just automatic. Fade me with every goddamn pick you can possibly take.
I forgot to mention this. I'm the last of the group that still has an undefeated record in Like It, Love It, Lock It. My loves are 2-0. So Buffalo +2.5 is my love this week.
Okay.
So let's move it to 3-0. I just want to put that out there. I forgot to mention during Like It.
Well, no, you are 1-1 in Lockets, so don't give me that.
No, in love though. I'm saying the love
okay.
part,
In his
the love
love.
portion.
Okay.
I'm 2-0. The only one left
There
with
you
an
go.
undefeated record. In
I
that
thought
segment.
you said Like It, Love It, Lock It. I'm like,
I know. Sorry, I meant in the
There's no
segment,
chance.
in that
Yes.
section of the segment.
Correct. All right. Picks are in. fade me if you want. We'll see how
Hopefully
that goes.
the Masters picks are in because it looks like the
Yeah,
boys after day one are doing well. Everyone's picks were looking pretty good, other than maybe one guy's
Yeah, okay.
value
Leave
pick.
Spieth alone. All right. Hurting.
That was not
hurting
a hard
enough.
decision.
Hey,
Me and Kyle spent 10 minutes
What?
thinking
$2?
about it.
Oh no.
Justin and I put some money on him not making the cut, and that's looking a hell of a lot better than him.
That's
winning
a
the
good
championship,
bet.
so-
Yeah.
Kyle got lucky because big boy Bryson there should have had a rough day. He got real lucky. We'll see.
We will
Anyone-
recap that next week, but
Did anyone get Paul Casey at 60-1 or
Nope.
no?
Nope.
Sneaky Englishman.
no, I can't say I did. But we will recap those picks next week. Round one was suspended due to darkness today, so we will not go into our picks too much and where they stand because we really don't know where they stand currently. So we will go over the recap next week and see if one of us lucky gentlemen actually won one of our picks. So
Let's
We'll
hope for
see.
Colin so we all can win.
Yeah, literally. I said, let's go Colin. We all have Colin. So
He's off to the worst start
I
out
was
of
gonna say
all.
He is on.
Even par.
He's not bad though. He's not bad. He's
it's not
doing all
Spieth
right.
bad, okay? Like, come on.
Yeah, who had Wolfie?
You guys
Everybody
said
else had
Wolfie. I have Shoffley and DJ.
Shoffley's good. Wolfie's off
I
to
have
a good
JT.
start.
I have JT.
JT's off to a good start. So we're looking pretty good, boys.
not too bad. Not too bad.
Bryson's at 2 under. That's not too bad still. There's lots of golf left.
Stay
Lots
tuned
of
on
golf
Sunday. As Sunday, we'll be watching both football and golf. We will post some reactions, potentially live videos, as well as tweeting out from the Betting House Pod. If you do want to follow us on Twitter, it is at Betting House Pod on both Twitter and Instagram. We do post all of our picks. We post all of our videos and putting it on YouTube as well. Jake, what is the YouTube? Is it just Betting House Pod?
No, so it's Garage Door Sports, and we have our own playlist at Garage Door Sports. So I post the YouTube video every week. I have a lot of fun doing it. I appreciate if people watch it. I'm proud of it, and I like
As
doing
you
this
should
with the
be.
boys. So,
As you
hey.
should be.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Jake. He does all of our just pretty much all of our social media right now, as well
He
as
does
all our
everything.
videos.
Pretty much everything, yeah.
He
Videos.
does everything.
Essentially, what us degenerates do is we just make picks, get them wrong,
Bad
get them
picks.
right, and he's kind of got to record them and show everybody what it's like. So, shout out to him for the job he's done so far. It's been amazing so far. After I guess 2.5 weeks now, this is
So
gonna be the
far.
third week. And to be honest, I really hope I make some money this time. But until next time, this is Betting House Pod, and thank you very much.
My friends are degenerate.